first of all, what motivates you as a journalist? Why do this?
That I am a stutterer. Yes, and it's like therefore, I guess that like writing so actually made it easier, at least for me to like actually make my voice heard.
How would you describe real news? What's real news?
Yes, kind of like it is like something like which like actually strives to be accurate, complete as possible.
I've been at this for a long time, and so have you. And I think we all bring a sense of responsibility to what we do, and maybe a set of ethics as well.
Yeah.
Say a little bit about what you see as your responsibilities as a journalist, and what sort of ethics do you follow? Do you have any kind of a code or a list of a few things? Say a little bit about that.
At least like on my top of my sort of my ethics list. Is to like actually be really like as honest as possible, and because my truth, I'm like is like always am I supposed to be our sort of like North Star, even when it is like very uncomfortable, and also like what I sort of like strive to do as well. Is to like actually not do sort of like any unnecessary harm.
So I guess the question is, can a journalist's work ever be unbiased? And if you hold strong political views one way or another, does that undermine your credibility as a journalist? So what do you think about bias?
Well, frankly, I think that that is actually one of the most overused labels.
So I want to talk about errors. It's the bane of our existence. We talked about credibility as being so important for journalists. So what do you do when you discover that you've made an error?
Cry. Well, yes, and errors are always extremely painful. Like over like the past 20 years, I've actually worked in situations like where like it is like pretty much mandated like that you actually have to I guess I actually fill out the form like saying like what exactly like that you got wrong, and also sort of like why it is that you got wrong, and also sort of like what kind of states like what kind of steps like what you sort of like take just to like actually try to not make that same error again. But and so like even like then you were still human. Just like therefore like certain errors are still going to like slip through. And then so like every single time I cry, pretty much so.
I also have worked, maybe we've worked for the same kinds of companies. Yeah. I've worked in situations where you had the corrections form you had to fill out, and it was a badge of shame, I think.
Exactly.
How does fake news affect our work as journalists right now in this climate?
Like it has made it exceedingly difficult. Because for me, like fake news is something about like purposefully like trying to mislead people, like which is like much different than bias, like or even errors. That there are like so many people like who actually want to believe like certain things. Then so like it actually becomes easier like for sort of like fake news to actually like penetrate